For the first time, unmanned drones flying over Afghanistan are now being operated by crews based here in Lincolnshire, not too far from here, from RAF Waddington. And this is the response it's had here. All these people say that they're worried about the disconnect between the drones flying over Afghanistan and the crews based here. Chris Nynham is from Stop the War. You helped organise this. What's your main concern?
Well, I think there's something very sinister about the idea that military personnel in Lincolnshire can attack or kill people in far-off countries, thousands of miles away, at the push of a button. It allows the government carte blanche to fight wars in ways the British people don't know anything about.
But the government says that is not what these drones are being used for. They're mostly being used for reconnaissance.
Well, we know that there's been 350 strikes against targets from British drones in Afghanistan. But the truth is, this is all shrouded in secrecy. And that's the problem. There's no accountability here. We know that our governments want to fight these wars without facing public criticism or debate.
Are you getting mixed up here with the US government and that's preemptive policy on strikes in Pakistan and Syria, which is very different to what the British government does?
There's been 350 British organised strikes in Afghanistan. But anyway, can we be sure that the British won't follow the American example, killing thousands of people in Pakistan? No, we can't.
So very quickly, what do you want to happen?
We want the technology to be banned. We don't want the British government to adopt it. And we want an end to these foreign wars. They make the world a much more dangerous place.
OK, Chris Nynham, thank you for joining us. I'll let you get back on the march now.
Rural Lincolnshire is an unlikely place to fight a war, but then that's the point. Afghanistan is 3,500 miles away, but as of this week, staff here at RAF Waddington have started to control the unmanned aircraft that take off and land in Kandahar. It hasn't gone unnoticed. A coalition of anti-war campaigners made sure of that. The RAF has 5 Reaper aircraft. All of them currently operate over Afghanistan, and another 5 will be delivered this summer. They're designed to fly at medium to high altitudes, but can reach up to 50,000 feet. Since 2007, British drones have flown over 45,000 hours and have fired around 350 weapons. But what of the benefits of unmanned aircraft? The space to assess the situation, the time to consider a response, for example, and all in a comfy chair, not at hundreds of miles per hour in a cramped and hot cockpit.
We've come because we don't feel that our government should be killing people thousands of miles away without trial, without conviction.
It is a very, very wicked thing to do. We must not condone it, and a lot of our people do not know that we're doing this, in fact.
They encourage governments to use weapons to kill people in other lands without taking any responsibility because they feel it doesn't put their troops at risk.
Here in Lincolnshire, they're unlikely to ever see the unmanned aircraft, but while the drone operators call this base home, the protesters will keep up their campaign.